Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners, and welcome back to the art room. This week we've been talking about Claude Monet and his Water Lilies series, because we learned that each painting wasn't called something different. It was called Water Lilies. And he just kept working on them and working on them. And does anyone remember how many he did? 250 or more of the same pond, just in different light with different colors. And he just was such a busy artist. There was a man in government in France who said, "We love your art so much." And he had been buying the artwork from Monet all along because he loved his work. There were many people who didn't love his work. They thought that Impressionism, and they called him the father of Impressionism, like he was the one who made it up. He bought his paintings, and lots of people said, "We don't like Impressionism. It's too soft. You can't see the picture very well." And so he just continued selling it to people that liked it. Well, that one man in government said he liked it so much, he tried to get the government to pay for 12 of the paintings. And the man wasn't in government after he offered that to Monet, but they still bought them anyway. And there are 12 of them all around a building with just one wall that doesn't have it on. And you can stand there and act as if you were on the edge of the pond, seeing it every which way you go. You can't even turn your head far enough to see all of the art. It is very beautiful, and I think that you need to go see it before you are old, old, old. All right, I also wanted to tell you about the paintings that he started out with were pretty much 6 feet by 6 feet. They were not gigantic, but after he started back painting, remember I told you after his wife died, they were enormous paintings. So his paintings got bigger and bigger. Yesterday we started making one lily pad, and we were going to finish it today with one lily. You might want to add it as we finish our project today. You might see that you want to add more lilies to it, and that's fine. So let's sing our song about Monet's Water Lily Pond, and it goes like this. Down by the pond where the water lilies stand, I saw Monet with a paintbrush in his hand. His palette had its green, its yellow and blue. To paint the water lilies, red and white were on there too. And you saw that we did that when we painted our water lilies. We needed all of those colors on our palette. The first day we painted colors so that we would have them for the background and for lily pads and for lilies. And then we did that one painting where we painted all of the horizontal strokes of the water and the vertical strokes for the reflection of the trees. Then we had the green paper that we cut out the big lily pad that I thought it might look like a heart without a point at the bottom, and that's kind of what it ends up looking like. And then we are going today make the lily to glue onto our lily pad. Let's take a look at the lily enlarged. It's done by a photograph, and I don't know who the artist is, the photographer, but I wanted you to see up close what this lily looks like with the yellow on the inside, and here it is. It's sitting on its lily pad. You can see where the heart part goes in, and it comes up through the center. The leaf shapes are kind of like a fingernail, a pointed fingernail, and they're bigger on the outside and they're smaller on the inside, and then they have kind of yellow in the middle on this one. When I was reading about lily pads and how they grow and what colors they can be, my paper said that it can be, let me see what it said about what the colors of the lily pads, of the lilies itself. It said, the single flower blooms at the end of the stalk, and the flowers are shaped like stars or cups, and they can be white, creamy colored, pink, yellow, red, magenta, orange, purple or blue, almost every color in the rainbow. But the ones that I think that look like they're the ones on his lily pond are these pinky magenta ones. All right, so let's get ourselves started putting our flower together. Move my clipboard over, get my table up. Oh, I'm bumping into these, and I want to tell you about these. If you send a picture of yourself working on this project or with your project that's completed, you can send it to the studio with your address, and they can send you one of these books. We have like 10 different ones, so one of them will certainly be the one that you love. Let me set this aside and pick up my table. You can see that I have a piece of white paper. One of the papers that I painted pink and scraped, and I used some printing things, and I left some of the white showing. And look at this one. This one was just used with my bottled water lid, and I just put it in the white paint, print it, just like we could have done for Yayoi. Yayoi liked those polka dots, and this would have been a perfect background for her infinity web. Remember when we did that with the bubble wrap and we made it all polka dotted in the background? This is another way to do it. You almost can find any lid to any container and just dip it in your paint and press it down. Dip it in your paint and press it down. And it makes a good design. Now, if I don't want it designed, my other side is just magenta, so I can add it no problem. Okay, so let's take a look at yesterday's work. I'll turn it toward you, because here's my reflection of the green trees hanging down there. Here is my lily pad, and now it's time to make my lily flower. Now, I want it to be like the one that I have up on the chart that I'll bring down. Here's my inspiration. And you know, an inspiration doesn't mean your copycat paper. It means, oh, yeah, maybe I'll make mine have these little parts, then one of the leaves will have a little green on the end. And you can use your pastels to do that, or you could just add it to there. I'm going to bring my pastels just to see if I want to put that little green around the edge of the outside ones. I think I'll start there. How big do I want it to be? Now, size matters on your piece. If I made the lily this big, it would hang off the paper and completely cover my lily pad. So I think I'm going to make it about, maybe a little less than half. And I want to do it so that the outside ones are about the same size. So I'm just going to cut down about this far so that when I fold it, I think I'll have a few. So watch, I'm going to fold part of it like this. Part of it in. Now to make it the same width, I'm going to fold it back so it's the same size. And I fold it back, I find it, and I make it like that. This one's going to be a little skinnier, so I'm going to do this. It starts like this, and it's shaped just like a leaf, like a big old fingernail. There's mine. And I could put them around and see about the size and see how I like it. And I pretty much like it very much. You know how artists like to do things in odd numbers? And this only has 4, so I'm going to make another one so that I keep my odd number. It always looks a little better when it's an odd number for some reason. So do I like the size of this? Long ago I taught you to arrange and rearrange, and I'm doing that very thing. I think, does that look like how I want it to look? And I think it does. So I'm going to use the lime green color just like the real one. So I'm just putting a little on the edge. And notice I'm putting it up here where I already had a little green from when the trees were there. And I'll rub it to the edge. Oh, I'm so thankful I didn't have that go rolling off. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just a little edge of it. I'm not coloring it all the way around, just the tip of it. So once I get that part done, I'm just rubbing it like that off the edge. So it just has a little color to make it look like a 3D shape instead of just a flat piece of paper. So here it is again. My little green part. Ooh, I did that one a little wider, but that's okay. It'll still look good. Do it that one. And 2 more. Maybe I'll do the color on each one instead of color. Put down this the pastel. Put it in the box so it doesn't roll off. Oh, I like that a lot. Now, I'll get them glued onto the center of my lily pad, and then I'll start adding the pink part. So I'll arrange it, and before my glue stick dries, I can kind of lift these up a little bit. Put that on there and kind of lift it up a little bit. Kind of make it curvy. Put that in the middle and that in the middle. Pretty good. Now I can use my pink. I might do a few leaves that have white with pink on the edge, and if that happens, then I will just add the pink from my pastel box, but then I can use my painted paper if I decide to do that. So if it's going to be kind of magenta-ish, I'm going to rub it on there, and I think it needs a little more pink, and we'll see. You can mix up your colors. Now, if you're doing this with crayon, you'll just rub a little harder so that it will be on there, and I'm doing this and rubbing the colors together, and kind of have a little green left on my finger. I probably should have cleaned my fingers off a little bit. Now, do I want to arrange and rearrange? Maybe. Look at what I'm doing. I cut a little piece so that I can overlap it so it'll stand up a little bit. Just like when we were doing Georgia O'Keeffe and she had her poppies. I'm gluing one side of that, lifting it just a little bit and making it stay there. If I don't finish this today, boys and girls, you know we can finish it later. But I'm just going to put my petals on there, and I might have some of them pink and some of them magenta. You decide what looks best on yours. I'm going to get my tissue and get some of that green off of my fingers, because as I rub it, it rubs it in, makes it really good and pink. Remember, I snip one place down like this so that I can fold it over and glue it on here. Glue, put this on here. Some of them can be a lighter pink, some can be a darker pink. And if you want to use your painted paper, you can make your petals have some texture. It makes it thicker, so you have to really be careful about this because the glue doesn't want to stick very well onto something that has so much paint on it. Now, boys and girls, tomorrow we're going to use chalk pastels if you have them, and it's going to rub-a-dub-dub some lily pads using chalk pastels. And if you don't have them, you can just probably guess what I'm going to say. Use your crayons or your other pastels, or maybe you'll just want to do it with paints. You decide what your materials are, and don't worry again if you don't have what I'm using. But you see how I'm making each one of these stand. I put a little glue on the mixture here and put it along here. Oh, stay you. Boys and girls, it's sure been fun doing these water lilies with you. I'm just going to keep building the pieces up and put more and more petals later on. Thank you for joining me. Let's do our goodbye to one another and see you tomorrow with another water lily picture.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.